very exciting. But first, I want to start by telling you a little bit about the charity that we're supporting at DragonCon this year. NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Illness, DragonCon is committed to helping the community through raising funds and providing a dollar for dollar match of $125,000 to this year's charity. So as you donate, know that it's going to get matched. NAMI is a great service. The Georgia chapter, they are educating the public on mental illness, working to eliminate the stigma of mental illness, and supporting families that are affected by mental illness. It's a cause very near and dear to my heart. And if it's yours as well, we have a QR code you can scan to donate to that, and it's a good cause. So thank you to them for being a part of the digital media or the digital media track in DragonCon. But as far as Shark Tank goes, we're here for you all. So what we're going to do this year, we want to make sure everyone who pitches gets kind of a chance to pitch and get some feedback. It's more of a workshopping of your ideas kind of thing. So who here is actually interested in pitching? All right, got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 and an 8. All right, that's 8 people, 50 minutes. So we're going to do our best to get to everybody. But to do that, I'm going to need to make sure everybody knows what an elevator pitch is. And to do that, I'm going to allow my panelists to elevator pitch themselves to get us rolling here. But first, I'll start with me. I'm Steven Adams. I do a show called Those Were the Days. It's about classic TV, and another show called 24 FPS Presents, where our next season on James Bond has just launched. So you can find that on your podcast apps or at thatstevenadams.com. And that's what I do, and I love supporting people making art and work. So that's why I'm here.
I'm Daniel Gossard, Stoner Gump. I am a cannabis comedian, and I teach people to cook with marijuana.
All right, that's about as elevator as you can get. Hey, I'm Paul Barrett. Website is twomenintypewriter.com. I write with another author. My daytime job, I'm working the film business, is either a props assistant or script supervisor. The most recent big thing I worked on was The Hunting Wives. So if any of you have watched that, you've seen some of my work. And I'm also an author of 6 novels, science fiction and fantasy based.
I'm Bob Magoo. I am best known as the author of the Jubal County Saga, which is about a redneck wizard with a crippling meth addiction.
I feel like I have something in common with that. No. All right, so we've got the people that wanted to pitch. If you guys want to line up at the microphone, might be the best way for us to do it. I saw you stand up first. You're eager. And not only did your hand go up first, but you stood up first. So come stand to the microphone. I just scanned, doing my best here to make sure everybody gets an opportunity. If you need to sit. We'll make it work.
Go for it.
All right, give us your elevator pitch of an idea, and we'll work to help figure out, support whatever question you have.
Okay. Mobile Space Adventures is a Texas's first mobile spaceship bridge simulator. A 40-foot expandable trailer that brings immersive NASA-style missions to schools, camps, and corporate events. We're looking for sponsors and donations to help get this started, especially funding Title I schools.
Cool. So I guess my first question is have you started like any kind of campaign, Kickstarter, anything like that?
We started an awareness campaign on social media.
Okay. Cool. So I know we have people who do social media around here. So if you got questions or thoughts.
Well, what I would say is I can speak. I work in the nonprofit space as well. It's one of my hats. I work in state government IT day job, but I know, for example, in Montgomery, there's an organization that's working to create a children's museum. I would look maybe for partnerships with organizations like that are maybe also fundraising. Look at who they're getting their money from, because it seems like it might be a similar type cause. But yeah, I would look for folks raising money in that space to see who's giving money.
Okay.
And how's the social media side of things going?
It's going well. We have about 200 people visit our website and about over 250 views on YouTube. With only a couple of Facebook posts, so everyone's really excited about it.
Consistency, keep it going.
Yeah, keep posting videos.
Yes.
Yeah, keep it up. I was gonna ask, do you have like a prototype or anything that you're working with, or a full game already?
We're piloting this in Austin for the fall, so we're working on building a prototype.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, we've got the software, we've got the the logistics. We just need to get the trailer and build it.
There are a lot of NASA professionals here. See if you can get them to share it on their socials.
Okay.
Yeah. Go to the science track, look at the guests. I'm friends with multiple people who work for NASA or NASA contractors that I know are here this weekend. but I'm
Great.
not going to throw them under the bus. So you got to find them on your own.
So where
Great
are
ideas.
those?
Yeah.
Cool. Did you have any like direct questions for us about the project that you're kind of trying to work through in your head?
Do you recommend Kickstarter?
I've never used it, but I have a lot of friends that do, and they do it to pretty great success. I know it's a lot of work, but it's all about controlling your outcome and controlling your risk. I feel like the Kickstarters that I generally support and that work and end up actually shipping a thing know where their gaps are and kind of make the audience aware of that, or even have pretty much everything lined up and just need money. So it depends a little bit on your level of effort in that space and kind of how much you know about what you're going to get out of it. What
Yeah.
And
What we're
and a lot
asking.
of that, I would say, is make sure you have your base level of what you want, and then have the add-ons.
Mhm.
Have the things that, if you donate this much more,
Goals.
and we can add, yeah, exactly, goals, because that's what everybody wants. Oh, hey, like I kickstart a lot of board games. Like, oh, I can get that extra miniature if they get up to 20,000. Well, I'll donate, $50 more to help try and get to that point. So just know the minimum you can get away with the money you get, and then add value as you can,
Okay.
making sure you still don't over deliver, don't over promise.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's
So-
the biggest fear with any
something like
Kickstarter.
something like this is experiential. I might not consider Kickstarter unless if someone who's not going to be in
Something
Texas,
in hand. Yeah.
right? So you might look at something more. I mean, honestly, like something like GoFundMe.
Yeah.
Just find people who are passionate about that cause. So,
Okay.
One of the nice thing about GoFundMe is you get whatever it's
Yeah.
not an all or nothing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you can at least know what you get by the end of the campaign and work from there.
So socialize, partnership, and maybe Kickstarter. We'll see.
Yeah. depending
Thank you
on-
so much.
Yeah. Great.
Appreciate
hope
it.
that
I want to
helped you
take
out.
all their time.
No, good luck on the project. That's
Thank you.
fantastic.
It sounds awesome.
Yeah. Go to the science track, find some.
And for
Yeah.
that reason, I passed. Oh, no, wait, that's not that. Not that kind of Shark Tank,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't think it's clear in the thing. We don't have any money to give away.
Yeah.
We're responsible, but
In
we
fact,
love-
if you got any money you can give us for being up here.
yeah, that'd be fine. Yeah, we do love workshopping and helping people out, though. That's why we're here. So yeah, go ahead.
The gods walk among us, and one of us walks among them. Court of Demoria is a series that follows Jason, son of Nun, on his journey to become a knight of court for the Court of Demoria. Unfortunately, he is absolutely terrible at everything he does. The story right now is focused on him heading towards the capital of the kingdom in order to get sworn in, but is being stopped by his mentor and a problem that arises while he's in training on the way to the capital.
All right.
What's the medium?
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
first thing I missed is what is the,
Yeah.
what are you bringing it on?
It has started as a graphic novel, but we are switching it over to a traditional book.
How far along in the process are you?
Not that far. We have the first book completely planned out, and we're in the middle of writing it.
I mean, that's the thing then, write it.
Yeah,
I mean, that's,
it's kind of a moot point until the book is written.
Mhm.
Honestly, this could be like its own panel in and of itself. I will say I mentor a lot of authors, and I do workshops in education. Take my card and reach out to me, and I will one-on-one you through this. Okay? Yeah, because I really do think that would until the book is written.
Mhm.
I mean, you can always start building your social media, build your newsletter, start building it now.
Mhm.
You can start putting out feelers, but it's kind of a moot point until you have a finished product.
Right.
Are you actively writing it, or is it just an idea that you're kind of?
We're actively writing
Okay,
it.
so you're actively doing it.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I've always heard is like just make sure you're writing it and being consistent with that.
Mhm.
Because a lot of times it's easy to fall off the wagon, when you're just like, oh yeah, I'll get back to it. Or particularly if you share the idea, a writer's brain goes, well, my idea's out in the world now. I can
Right.
relax, so
Yeah, we haven't done anything in about a week because my writing partner lives in Portugal, and he's been busy with that being on fire at the moment.
yeah,
I honeymooned
yeah,
in Portugal.
Yeah.
well, one thing you might want to consider, and this is how my writing partner and I do it, may or may not work for you, is when you are available to write, you write.
Hmm.
And then when he's available or she, they write,
Hmm.
or go back and work over what you wrote. But try to get the first draft done first before you go back and do too much editing. Because if you have people that you can trust to read it and give you honest feedback,
Hmm.
that would be the next step.
Right.
After you write it, is then have them go through it, offer suggestions, revise until you
Mhm.
feel comfortable with it. But so that you don't lose progress, because I know that how that can happen, especially if someone being in a different country.
Right.
If at least one of you is writing 300 to 500 words a day, you're making progress. And then when you can work together, you go back and go, okay, well, this is what I did. What do we need to do to fix it?
Right. All right. Thank you.
Cool. No, thanks. It sounds
And
sounds like a
seriously,
cool
reach
story.
out. I have a contact. I promise you I will respond.
Awesome.
Hi. Okay, so I actually brainstorm stuff as a hobby, so I have a whole bunch of these, but I'm just going to do one, I guess. So I want to start a website for language learning where it's basically a match service where you hook people up, like someone who wants to learn Spanish but speaks English with somebody who wants to learn English but speaks Spanish, and you can have video calls and text conversations, everything. You can talk to people, you know, through audio and all of that. And I want to make it nonprofit so that it's not interfered with by anybody and it's all distributed. So, like, if you want, you can make your video and I guess your audio too available to everybody, and it can all be hosted via like BitTorrent, right? So the website itself is mostly just text, which is very small, should be low budget. So what I'm talking about basically is starting a foundation like Wikipedia, and then a website based on that. And then it's a charity foundation, but people can feel like they're donating or giving just by hosting content, right? You go to school or whatever, and you leave your computer on, and it's got all the videos or whatever that you want to host, that you choose to host. And you can also go, I don't know, go hiking with your friend in Portugal on the phone. That's the best way to learn languages as far as I could tell. So
That sounds like that's a big idea.
it really is. And
Yeah.
I'm not a coder. Like, I don't know anything about this.
I mean, that's a
Yeah.
lot of infrastructure, first
Yeah.
off.
So, this is weirdly something that's in my wheelhouse somewhat over the past week because my child just started school, and there's actually a website that they're using to teach language now. That it's basically they can speak into the microphone, and it's trained on native speakers, so it fixes their pronunciation. And I'll also say, I don't know if you saw Duolingo, their shares just took a big dip because Google is unveiled their language learning, and now obviously that's all AI based, and I'm not super comfortable with that, but I'm just saying I think it's going to be. I think 5 years ago this would have been a much easier sell than right now.
I don't know if you've talked to like people who've been on Duolingo for a couple of years, but it doesn't work that well. The way you learn a language is immersion, basically.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, sure.
So-
yeah, hands down.
Well,
I
Okay.
spent like 5 months leading up to my honeymoon in Portugal on Duolingo learning Portuguese, and when we got there, everyone spoke English.
Yeah.
So.
I love the thought though, like being able
Yeah.
to hook people up. I know how individualistic we all are these days. Makes it a little bit tougher. You're looking for like extroverted people who are willing to call a stranger and have that conversation.
To-
That's the first place
to-
my head went.
I say for me, the real appeal here is just pairing people, like less about language learning, like
meeting
specifically
people
like
in other
videos, but, like
countries.
when you said going on a hike with someone from Portugal, I was like, I would do that.
Okay.
Like I was like, that sounds really cool. So maybe there's something there. I think that
Mhm.
turning it into an experience. That's why sports works. It's an experience.
I
you
also
know?
think you get a lot out of just meeting people in other countries. Like,
Oh,
I think that
absolutely,
would do
yeah.
a lot for the world.
Absolutely.
So,
I think
I-
some sort of matching around activities
Mhm.
that's got legs. I think.
so who would I talk to about this? Like, I don't even know where to be. I've never started a foundation. I don't know how to code.
Yeah.
There will be where do you live?
North Carolina.
Okay, North Carolina will have some sort of like the major cities will have sister cities organizations, and a lot of them will have like economic development partnerships with other countries, things like that. So
Yeah,
like
like Charlotte, I live in Charlotte, and they have Crayfield, Germany
yeah,
Mm.
is their sister city. So if you find out who your sister city is, you might be able to.
that
that's
could be
very
a starting point where you start small and just partner with your sister city and matching people between two cities and grow it from there.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Yeah, look up who your sister cities are.
Thanks. All right.
Yeah, and if you're in the Atlanta area, they have one of the best sister city programs in the world. They've literally brought in billions of dollars through their sister cities.
Who is it?
Oh, Atlanta has multiple sister
Multiple
cities.
cities.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
All right. Well, thanks a lot.
Yeah, cool.
Hi, my name is Misty Head, and I've been teaching elementary school for 26 years.
Thank you.
And one of the biggest
Yes.
issues that I have seen in the past couple of years is parents not understanding how to help their children because the way we teach has changed and nobody taught the parents. So, about a year ago, I started a TikTok called Elementary Unlocked. And I do not show my face on it because I did not want it to be a thing at that point that would cause me any drama with my job. However, within the last 3 months, I have been recognized by our Board of Education to be on their policy committee. I've been recognized by our union to come up onto their board of directors. So I'm probably going to start putting my face on it a little bit and start doing some stuff since my name's already going to be out there anyway. May as well just go with it. So I want to take that. And I've also used that same title, that same pseudonym of Elementary Unlocked to publish 3 children's books and a workbook. But I haven't made a single dime off doing any of it. And I do want to be able to slowly build it up so that when in about 4 to 5 years, I'm ready to start that retirement process and stepping away, I will have something to fall back to.
So it does take time. So
Yes.
4 to 5 years, that's a good call. It took me 3 years to get to my first 50,000 followers. But it's a growth, like it's exponential. So once you're at the 50, the 100 is a lot easier to come by than the 50 was, and it keeps building. So just keep consistent with it, and don't be afraid to show your face once you're able to do that. Put yourself on the camera, be exciting, be fun. Like you're trying to draw people in.
And the kids in my class want to follow. And as soon as they show up, I'm like, block the kids.
Yeah. Good.
It's the parents I need on there, not the kids. But yes, any advice that goes with any of that, I would love.
I'm not the social media guy. I'm not the one to ask.
So the content I do is a little bit different. Like
I follow you.
so the way, like everything I do is about hooks and comedy and whatnot. You're gonna have to. I mean, it's gonna take time.
Yeah.
But
figure at
like you
some
said, 4 to
point
5
the-
years. That's a good.
I figure at some point, the only thing that's going to kick it at a certain point is going to be that controversial something. And it may be a style of teaching or a topic, or it may be something within the political realm related to education, but something that's going to charge an environment because every engagement is a positive engagement.
Right. Do not block, delete, remove any of the nonsense because it's engagement, and some of that kind of engagement will really get lots more engagement, and that's where growth happens.
I guess one thing maybe also you could maybe talk to the local PTAs or reach out to PTAs and see if they'd be willing to at least put the TikTok or mention who you are. And when
Yeah.
parents come to say, hey, if you need to know how this works,
One
Yeah.
benefit that I have is that my alma mater actually has invited me back to be a speaker at a conference in January.
so that's
So
a
I'll be able
great
to
place
bring
to
that out
push
there
it.
too as well.
Yeah.
What I would say is this is the advice I will give any creative out there. Your social media, the point of it is to get them back to your turf. Think of how much social media has changed in 5 years, like where we were at
Even
5 years
more.
ago. Yeah, and think if you put all your eggs in the TikTok basket, right? So get them back to your newsletter, absolutely,
I don't
and
know
get
the
them back to your
newsletter part
website.
yet, but I have already reserved my name on multiple platforms so that when I'm
Yeah.
ready to load into them, I already have my name in my YouTube. I already have it in my Instagram. I already have it on Facebook.
Well, and get a
Yeah,
website.
and get a website.
Yeah,
That's
that's
where
the
you
part
want
I
them
got
to
to figure out. But
That's
hey,
the way
it's
you
your
want them to come
salaries,
back
hey.
to.
I can again. I'm not going to go super in the weeds. I can help you with affordable web hosting type questions. So
What's your TikTok?
Elementary Unlocked.
Awesome.
The idea is to unlock the mind of the parents to the elementary experience and get help for them so they can work with their child and not feel like they're pulling their hair out.
as one
Right.
as one
Yeah.
of said parents, thank you.
Yeah. I was just about to say the same
This-
thing. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep, that's me and my logo.
Awesome. Glad you get to share. Yeah, I'm
you.
gonna give you a follow because that is the same. I'm in the same boat. I wasn't good at math to begin with, so you know,
I write books so I don't have to do math.
yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
I sing, so I don't have to do math.
Perfect.
Um, I just made a pitch, so I'm going to read it, and then I'd
Yeah,
love
yeah.
advice. My name is Bethany. I'm a singer-songwriter who makes ethereal pop. The idea is that it's grounding, centered on mental health, and inspirational, but it also helps people deal with their hard emotions, sit in them, feel them. A big part of my brand is connecting to yourself and nature, and I want to start a long-form series on YouTube where I film me singing outdoors in parks and things. Since growth online depends on grabbing attention fast, what makes a strong hook that like leads to good engagement, both in general, because I have a lot of short form content, and then for long form content, what keeps them watching?
It's hard. It's so one thing I would try to maybe go to your local hippie fest. I mean, that's your people right there, and get. You want the crowd in there. That's your hook. Like, have you seen the guy that rides around on the little thingy, and he sings? No. Okay. Anywho's, he's got a 360 camera, and so his videos he's able to take and point out this person that's like wow, and then point out
Oh,
and so it makes
the reaction.
right. So I would encourage you. They are wonderful. I'll show you what it is here. So,
I was waiting for your arm to go like
This is
really
what you
deep
want.
into there.
I was like, what?
so it records everything in all
Mhm.
directions, and so then afterwards you can take and put your videos together. But you're gonna need. I would use people's expressions and stuff as your hook.
Mhm,
If they're excited, I want to know why they're excited, and now I'm here watching.
mhm.
And just be consistent in posting videos.
Yes, consistency is key.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. and
What
thumbnails.
type of camera is that?
This is a Insta X3. There's a newer model now, but it's an Insta 360.
And your thumbnails, YouTube thumbnails. I don't. You just got to get good at them because people click thumbnails. That's one thing I
I
know.
don't think I've ever said a thumbnail on my. I wish my YouTube sucks.
I mean, yeah.
That's the one I put the least amount of work into so
I got
far.
a good friend that grew really fast, and I said, "How'd you do it?" He said, "Thumbnails."
Huh.
And he said, "When one doesn't work, change it and change the thumbnail to something else."
So thumbnails.
Yeah.
And I would say just trying to get noticed in a more general sense.
Mhm,
Don't be afraid to get into unusual places. I've
mhm.
sold a lot of books at a ginger beer distillery run out of a shed in Alabaster, for example. So get into strange places because those strange, like, you see the videos where it's like some guys like playing cello on the subway and everyone's just like shocked. Oh, that's so amazing. Like getting those shocked expressions can also be very powerful, I think. So they might not
Mhm.
expect to hear that type of music in a dive bar or, just wherever. So
Mhm.
And we talked about this earlier, like breweries and pubs and stuff. They're looking for entertainment because they just sell pretzels and beer, and sometimes they have trivia nights and stuff like that. Email them. Put yourself together a show, that
Yeah.
you want to do, and be like,
Mhm.
"This is the kind of thing." Pitch it just like you did, and be like, "I think it sounds pretty good. Here's some examples of my music," and just call around. The power of the email. I've
Just
said
ask.
it before. I cannot understand.
And if
like
they have a
that.
screen, you can always play your videos behind you while
Sure.
you're singing, because a lot of
Oh, true.
bars have a screen of some sort or screens.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
multiple
have you
screens.
started your channels anywhere? You said you're.
Yes, I
Okay.
have TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. I mainly focus on those. I just haven't started doing as much long form content on YouTube, but I want to have like a series. The series idea that I had is like on a Wednesday when no one's in national parks or state parks or whatever, like I go to like a beautiful area and I just like sing and film
Yeah.
myself. So there
That's
wouldn't
cool.
be people to like react. Maybe there would be birds.
Oh yeah.
There's lots of spiders.
But you're in nature.
Woodland creatures.
So,
Right. Yeah.
As long as you have beautiful scenery behind you, that helps too, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I know those videos are like a high budget or whatever. Lindsay Sterling's videos where she's wandering through the rocks and playing violin. I mean, I know you guys
Uh-huh.
are probably seen, like
Yeah.
it's cool.
Yeah.
It really catches your attention. So I think, there's a good baseline of that kind of stuff you can look at and use as inspiration for your stuff. But it's
And then
great.
good lighting, good camera. The algorithm picks that up. It needs to look sharp.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. And what's your
Yeah.
Instagram, your handle and stuff?
It's Bethany Bell Sings.
Bethany Bell sings. All right.
Bethany
spell it
Bell
out, sounds-
sings on all the things.
All right.
Nice.
That's pretty
That's
good.
the short.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Bethany
Yeah.
Bell sings on all
Smart.
the things.
And
All right.
again, get them onto your turf. Always
Mhm.
be getting them onto your turf.
Okay.
Mhm. Yeah.
Awesome.
Hope
Thank
that
you
helps.
guys.
Yeah. Awesome. Great. That's fantastic. Yeah, we can clap. There.
Yeah.
Yes,
It takes a lot of guts to get on a microphone and pitch your idea. We can always
it
clap.
does. One thing, I wrote two things. I wrote this down because I got here this morning and my friends have made a valiant effort to get me caught up on what's happening at Dragon Con. And secondly, I have been following you for so long, so this is like such a welcome surprise. I'm so happy you're here.
Well, I appreciate that.
I been in like the New York Times and AJC. I do THC and CBD adaptogenic cocktails and mixology. So
Cool.
I was like, that's so cool to hear. Anyway, think The Daily Show, but instead of stopping at Capitol Hill, I'm going to take you into the place where politics actually collides with culture, which for me is kink, nerd fandom, and subcultures. Places that don't make it onto places like CNN. My show is blending satire with underground reporting. Think Colbert meets Channel 5 in its roots. Sex positive, nerdy, unapologetically activist, smart, filthy, funny, because we're all screwed and we might as well just fight back and laugh together.
I love it.
It's called We're All Screwed. And I think that for me, the biggest challenge is trying to figure out whether I want to focus on long form content or short form content. I know it's like, it's such a hard choice as to what's going to really gain the traction. I've started writing and started kind of putting together like interviews that I'd like to have from, coming to places like this and just stopping people and talking to them, because in my life, some of the most interesting conversations, especially as a bartender, are just like random people
Right.
that I've been able to meet. And I'm like, wow, you are way more interesting than I initially anticipated. Like some dude in a suit that starts telling me about going to like a punk concert in the 1980s. And you're like, this is not where I thought this would go. So just really trying to bring that together. And I think that being in the hospitality industry has taught me that the connections we make with each other are the things that we're most missing right now. And that's how we're going to really get back to the same place and to really find those things that put us at the table together, even with the people we don't agree with. You know what I mean? Like just sitting at the same place and saying, that's a choice, and that's okay. But yeah, so short form or long form, I think is like my biggest.
Yes, I'd say
Both.
start with short form and work your way up to long form, because one, short form is easier to produce quickly,
Mhm.
and B, I mean, you all hear the stories about short attention span theater.
Yeah.
People,
Yeah.
especially on TikTok, minute and a half, 2 minutes
Mhm.
tops. Especially if you have just ask someone a question, and if they have something nice and pithy to say, you can throw a 30-second one out there
Yeah.
with a splash at the end saying, "Come to this site for more."
Yeah.
And then as that builds,
Mhm.
then you start working on like the 15-minute segments and the more in-depth John Oliver-ish.
What do you
kind of
want? What do you
things.
really want to do? Are you more passionate about the long form?
I'm really passionate about the long form. Like I would
So,
see myself doing
you
like
could also-
moderating
you could
here,
also just do-
talking to people.
Do
You know?
long form. If that's where your heart is, do long form and clip it. Just take the best clips to make your short form content. So
I mean-
do what you want, and then you have the clips, and you can, like I'm considering, well, not considering, I'm about to hire a PA to go into my podcast and do all. I don't have the time to do
Yeah.
clips, so you can hire someone for a few hours a week to just come in, like, hey, take this, and pull the good clips, stuff like
Yeah.
that to save you time.
I'm the person in like the women's restroom where I'm walking out with a lady named Susan who's telling me about like how much she hates Jim Henson and her entire puppetry career.
Yeah.
Like
That's
that's
oddly
just my
specific.
life. Everywhere I go, someone will tell me their life story and they feel very comfortable doing it. And I feel like that is something that I have to share.
Yeah.
I just feel very called to it. And it's just really hard to get people to pay attention to something long form, but I think that that's important to share people's stories.
So Facebook is, are you on Facebook?
I've claimed my name on everything.
Okay.
I've just been kind of writing and trying to get like content together and trying to figure out. I want to make sure that it's a concerted effort when I push everything out. I really want to be able to have at least 4 weeks of content that I can kind of get
Right.
ahead of, because I feel like that's the biggest thing I struggle. I wanted to do this before, and I feel like I did it with friends, which was a mistake because it gets capitalized by people, and I want to do what I want to do in an almost selfish way, but I think I'm right, and I've claimed all the names. I've started getting content together. I really want to be able to get ahead of it and have it really polished, because even in my current career, like you have to be polished on social media. Even the digital stuff you send out, even as like this is what our event space looks like. Like it has to be polished and right and look like it's money, and I want to be able to compete, because you don't see women in that sphere a lot, to be honest, too. Like you don't really see it a lot.
I mean, it sounds like you've got the right idea.
I know,
If you've got the ability to get a month's worth of content so that you can continue building on as that's playing, go for it. That's great.
Perfect.
Yeah, sounds like you just gotta execute.
And
I
don't
just
be
need
too
the
polished.
confirmation,
Yeah. Don't be too polished.
Oh,
Be
that
you.
will never happen. My previous life, I was in an AC/DC cover band called Ball Breakers and married to a TNA wrestler. So
Okay.
reformed redneck, you know what I mean? I chose education over
Gotcha.
that life,
Nice. So you're
Still
my-
love fireworks and
You're my
champagne, though,
people.
you know?
You're my
Yeah.
people.
yeah,
Yeah.
right. Light some shit on fire, have fun, but also like read
Yeah.
a book. It's
Yeah.
fine.
You can use your tailgate as a buffet table. That's what I do.
That's fine. Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much. I just wanted to see if it would be an idea that was
It
viable.
sounds
Truly.
awesome to
So,
me. Yeah.
Do it.
What's your
Yeah.
name on all the socials and stuff? So
we're all screwed.
we're all screwed.
Mhm.
Okay. We
Yep.
are all screwed, or we're all screwed.
We're all screwed.
We're
Yep.
all screwed.
Mhm.
Okay. Cool.
I felt like that was easier.
Yeah.
One more word,
We
just too much to ask.
are-
I haven't launched anything yet, so like just I would write it down. I'm gonna like I
writing
said, I've
it
been
down.
kind of holding everything and
Yep.
trying to really like get it together.
Yeah. I still follow people from last year's Shark Tank, so I write these down. I'm following.
Perfect.
Yeah. It's
Awesome.
awesome. I'm looking forward to it.
Amazing. Thank
Yeah,
you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, guys.
Yeah. Of course.
Everybody hear me okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hi, Sharks. I also have a pitch or questions about producing digital content, except y'all have me up here after kinky, nerdy subculture Colbert and Ethereal Pop and NASA Trailer and Language App, but two more guys behind me. I have a niche passion project podcast. It'll be more long-form interview stuff. Not really relevant, but it's about environmental stuff in my home state. And there's other people doing great work in the space, but nothing quite like this focus with this long form kind of interview stuff. And my main questions or challenges right now are around, I guess it would be pitching, getting funding to where it's sustainable for this passion project. I don't want to be delusions about a bunch of income ever coming off of it, but I have family members who do run a podcast production company. It's a lot of what they do. And they have some big clients, but they are a small business. So even if they said, Rick will do all this in kind, I couldn't accept that. So I'm going to talk with them at some point about getting, meeting in the middle on costs, and maybe they'd be able to help me really with, production and post-production and distribution. And maybe it would be
Are
in the
you-
hundreds of dollars an episode if they did all the stuff for me.
Are
and
you
I'm just
tech
doing some
savvy
hosting.
at all?
I'm not. But if I could find a price that fits, they could help me, do a lot of this, the type
I
of
know.
stuff, and I could focus on hosting.
The two of us do a lot of podcasting, and it
Uh-huh.
really, it's not that complicated.
Uh-huh.
Like if you're trying to have this super polished, edit out every
Uh-huh.
then that's one thing.
Yeah.
But I have done multiple interview-based podcasts,
Uh-huh.
and people want authenticity, so you don't have to edit out every You can
Gotcha.
just go in and adjust the volume levels. All the software that you need is free. You're gonna have to pay someone to host it a little bit, but I use Captivate. It's like $20 a month,
Uh-huh.
and that's my only expense.
Okay.
I had to buy a microphone and yada yada yada, but like my only recurring expense. And these software,
Uh-huh.
even I know you say you're not tech savvy, but like,
Uh-huh.
can you use a computer?
Yeah.
Then you can learn to use the software. There are YouTube videos that will walk you through it. And I really think that you can do this, and you don't need to bring in a production company.
Gotcha.
If it starts to take
Take-
off and you get a
That makes
sponsor,
more sense.
then sure, maybe you do use that money to hire someone. But I think hiring a production company for a podcast that you don't have a bunch of episodes for
Yeah.
is sometimes putting the cart before the horse. Because what is it, like most podcasts stop after like 3 episodes?
10, yeah, they don't make it to 10.
They don't make it to
Makes
10.
Yeah.
So make sure this is
Yeah.
something you're going to
Yeah.
actually stick with.
So if I've got, I guess I've got, 4 friends who do really cool stuff in this space. And so I could say I've got 4 or 5 episodes in the can and these are, it's great content. It's people I would ask to be on if they weren't my friends, just because
Yeah.
on the strength of what they do. But these are folks that be doing this first 4 or 5 episodes really as part of the friendship.
Yeah.
After that, after I'm pitching to folks that I know of, but don't necessarily know that's my next step that I'm trying to figure out is how to pitch these folks. I don't have the personal relationship and how to best present what I already have, best present the value to them for their work or their audience.
I think
Yeah.
one of the things that you could take advantage of is, and there's no doubt that your friends that you've got have friends that are also in the field.
Uh-huh.
Like that's one of the methods that I take when I'm trying to find folks is like, I'm gonna ask them. And then at the end of the show, be like, I hope you enjoyed yourself. Is there anyone else you could point me to, that we could chat with? And then you kind of create a web, like a little network of, hey, I really had a good time talking to you. You should talk to this person. And then it's somebody you don't know, which is where kind of it gets a little bit more nerve wracking because you're like, I don't know that person. I got to figure this out. But I want to go back just a second to, have you produced a show? Have you ever done a podcast before? Like
Yes.
spoken into a microphone for
Yeah.
like an hour?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I wanted to check on that because a lot of people are like, I want to start a podcast and I'm going to
Yeah.
buy all this equipment and do all this stuff and think about all these things. I'm like, go talk to yourself in your car on your cell phone for an hour and tell me if you still like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think is invaluable. So that's good. But yeah, definitely use your friends as a network. And if your family's willing to help you, let them, because they love you
Yeah.
and they want to help you.
Yeah.
I like my neighbors come over and ask for tools. I want to help them. Like it's not like you have to, oh no, please don't help me. I can do like take the help. There's nothing wrong with it.
And like you said earlier, power of email.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Just ask. I did a podcast called Southern Fried Fantasy,
Uh-huh.
and my idea was interviewing Southern authors who write genre fiction set in the South, and I set my sights very low. I just asked just people I felt comfortable with, and building up towards the idea being I'm going to start pulling those big names. And the last episode I interviewed John Hartness. And I was talking to him, kind of telling him these plans. I was like, I'd love to get, this person and this person and this person. He's like, I know all those people, right? I could have just asked for you, And so just ask. Like, I regret not kind of shooting my shot with some of these bigger names. And so I actually stopped the podcast. I got so frustrated with myself, but tomorrow I'm on a panel called Southern Fried Fantasy. So I was like, well, if they put me on this panel, I guess I got to bring this podcast back. So we just put out the first episode of season 2 this week.
Because if you ask, the worst they can do is say no.
Right.
Yeah.
Make the pitch. I've
Yeah.
never turned down somebody asking, but the people that didn't ask, I wasn't on their podcast.
I talked to Margaret Weiss once from Dragonlance because of an email. Like that was mind blowing. Sure, I'll come talk to you. Okay.
My book series is Blurb by Faith Hunter, because I emailed her and said I picked like 8 people who were in my space and emailed them, and she was the biggest name I emailed and the one I was certain would say no. And literally the 7 names that were smaller names than her all said no, and she said yes.
Yeah.
And I
So-
became friends with Jim Butcher by saying one time, you're at Dragon Con, hey, can my buddy, my girlfriend, friend of mine, and I be your handler for the con? Can we get you from place to place? He said, sure. So we've been buds to this day.
Just
So
ask.
It's
Just
kind of
ask.
amazing. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Good luck. Sounds
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Hello, my name's David. Unlike everybody else here, it seems, I just had an idea the other day, and so I haven't done a business plan or anything along those lines. But are any of you from smaller towns?
I write Meth Wizard books. Yes.
Are you familiar with like?
The small town, little 1-page newspapers, things like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. It's the only entertainment I had for some time.
And they usually put them out at like restaurants and places where you'll be waiting and you need to waste time.
Oh, you think I lived in a town that had restaurants? Okay, I'm flattered. I'm flattered.
Well, yeah.
I had to drive 15 minutes to get to a town that had a restaurant. But okay, yes.
Well, my idea was instead of having to print out those, do a digital version and have QR codes at each of those places where they would normally put out, one of those, and then you could have digital content instead of just the little things, and then you could also have like little time waster games like Flappy Birds or whatever in like HTML5 so that they can run on their phones. But like I said, I just just thought of this the other day. I was just wondering, what would you guys have for suggestions, or or don't do it,
No. I just took a trip to Wedowee, Alabama, bustling metropolis that it is, and a great place if you want to get away. And they have a donut shop there, and my fat self found that. But they had a screen up that was just all the local businesses had ads on it, but it just cycled through. And since then, I've started noticing that there were more places that have that. So clearly, someone is making some amount of money doing that. so there is a market for that. I don't know necessarily that a digital version of this scratches that same itch, but I'm saying I think you're in the ballpark of something viable. I'm just not an expert in this space, but I just think of, especially like it could be anywhere though, a barber shop. You know, you're just waiting for something to do in the barber shop, and it's like, here's a little QR code kind of deal. So I don't know. I could see it. I would just moderate expectations until you've explored how viable it is. You know.
Yeah. It sounds great. I think it's another one of those things where, if you're just a QR code pointing to something, you've got to provide the something. So, having knowledge of whether you could build a website with some fun games on it that they can scroll through or something like that on their phone might be something. I mean, Cracker Barrel still has the little golf tee game. And I mean, I play that every time I sit there. So, there's something to do while you're waiting. It could be, any simple game.
There's a couple of restaurants in town that they put ads, like they basically have like taped over the tables with ads kind of deal. So something like that, but just like a QR code. I mean, I could see, I mean, I don't suspect you're going to become a millionaire off of it, but I could see where maybe some local businesses could see the value in that. And, if you had 20 local businesses that were giving you $10 a month, I mean,
I guess the first thing to do would
that's
be
your money.
find out if there's digital advertising companies where you live, or people that sort of handle the billboards and that thing. That'd be the first place, I guess, to start to find out what's involved in doing it, and if they can help or at least offer some suggestions on how to go about it.
Yep. A lot of research ahead of you.
Yeah,
I think
it's a
it
research.
sounds cool. Like, I mean, like a lower third on a phone, somebody scans a QR code, and it's a lower third of a local ad in particular in a little game. I mean, that seems like some.
I think if you had a good, like some good branding to go with it,
sure,
with the QR code.
You put the QR code and you put "Do not scan."
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
man,
Yeah.
It's that
perfect.
simple.
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah.
Because I would definitely scan
Awesome.
it. Well, I'll do what I want.
Yeah. Don't press the big red button.
Ooh,
that's
I'm
right.
about to do it. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you.
Hey,
Looking dapper. Go on.
I know.
So I've been on YouTube for 10 years.
All right.
I started when I'll just be blunt, when I was technically supposed to die. And
Jeez.
I've lived past that. But when I was younger, I had so many stories. Like, I wrote nonstop. I created so many things. This costume is the most professional one I ever did. But ever since I was younger, I've been making costumes. But I recently started to tap into that creative side a bit, because for the most part, all I did was gaming for those 10 years. And I started creating radio dramas, and I started producing the music that I've written. And I have studied many things, but the main thing I'm asking is, I thought of this idea a while back. A lot of people I've talked to have had these amazing ideas that are so amazing, and they never do anything with them. With my main second channel, with the audio dramas, I started thinking of creating this, not really podcast, not really audio drama, kind of audiobook, I guess, called Writer's Reality, where people can send in their stories and I can produce them in one way or another, and I can tell them and just kind of give them an outlet almost. And if there's any profits to be made, they take a majority, and I just take a very minimum percent. And the main reason why I walked up and I'm asking is just to kind of see if it's viable or if there's any opportunity, because you guys have made it, and you guys have, like, you're from the same area, like, you're from the same world I'm from, with small town and not really surrounded by technology. Like, the closest thing to technology is where what you take to go hunting. So it's just, there's so many imaginative people who I've met, and they just go down the drain because there's no outlets. So I don't know if you guys have any tips on that, or.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of people that would be, chomping at the bit, to get their stories out there. And there's quite a few people that do that kind of thing, like they'll read Reddit stories, that kind of thing. And they do just fine, but it's got to be pretty. It's got to be, like I say, good lighting, decent camera, and you've got to draw people in from the start. And so once you've got the channel rolling though, and people have started to see these stories, make sure you can't do every story. Like if you're letting people, submit things, that's just what it is. Some will make the cut, some will not, because you can't pollute your channel with the ones that should not have made the cut.
Because prepare to be inundated. If you're
Right.
honest, writers are needy. If you put a thing out there saying, hey, I'm happy to produce your short story or your novel, if you submit it, you'll get 100 submissions within the first day probably, and it'll just grow from there. Because people do want their stories told, and especially if someone else is willing to tell them. I mean, how many of us have had people come up and go, hey, I've got this great idea. Will you write it for me?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but I think it's a good idea. I mean, I think it's certainly something that's worth pursuing. And if you know 10 or 15 people already that have ideas you like, that you want to do, start with a small sample of things that you know are good and that you like. And then that way you get it out there, and then you say, hey, if you're interested in having your story told, here's where you submit it, and I'll get back to you and figure out the profit sharing and if and when that happens, and go from there.
What I would caution against is I probably wouldn't do profit sharing.
No,
Yeah.
no.
The money thing
Either
triggered me.
pay them a flat rate for it, or just you make it clear is like you're saying that you're targeting people who like the great ideas, but they're never going to do anything with it. Well, they were never going to do anything with it. So you're putting in all the work to get it out into the world. So I would say that's the deal, is like, you want your story to be told, I will do it. There's no payment, or you just negotiate a flat rate,
Right.
Yeah, because profit sharing, even from the accounting perspective, would be a nightmare.
yeah, it's going to be
too.
a nightmare.
Yeah.
So yeah, don't do profit sharing.
Well, and the profit you are sharing is once you have built that channel, you're an influencer. It's a different kind of influencer. You're an influencer with these stories and whatnot. And so the exposure is the payment. You're helping somebody that's not being seen yet get seen.
Well, thank you all so much.
Yeah,
Sure.
thank you.
Good luck
Great
with
stuff.
it.
Yeah.
Hi, Sean. Good time.
Hey.
Hello.
My name is Bix, and I'm on day 45 of trying to lead corporate America with TRPG.
All right.
My people.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, I'm in the right place.
Of course.
So me and my husband both love D&D mostly, but we're branching out to other tabletop role-playing games. We just launched on Monday. We're starting a streetwear line called Lich Loot. We have D&D tabletop fantasy-inspired streetwear that I'm working on building out. So we're trying to do the whole TikTok, Instagram, YouTube stuff, posting on all those channels. We're 45 days into posting daily. I think the answer might just be persistence and time. I think that as far as like making the income to get us out of corporate America, I think the streetwear line is probably where it's at. So mostly just trying to like get eyeballs on stuff, or if it's like I'm struggling between focusing on like ads for the brand or trying to become personalities that people like, and so they purchase the merch stuff.
I think both.
You do
Yeah.
both.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can concentrate on both. Keep your posting, get your personality built up. I'll be honest. And I may be an anomaly. I have, because in my business I work in the film business, I've become known as the guy who wears cat shirts.
Okay.
So I wear a different cat shirt every day on set. So to that tune, I have at last count 90 cat-related T-shirts, and probably 80% of those I've bought from ads on Facebook.
Sounds like quite a catalog.
You gotta
Nice.
mute his
or
mic.
not early enough. I don't know, but so yeah, so consider ads on Facebook. Again, seems to be fairly good for the value, from at least from my perspective, at least from the people I bought the shirts from. But yeah, keep building up. Personality is always great, because you always at the end of it, hey, here's our merch, check it out.
Yeah, I think part of the reason we're focusing on personality first is just capital. So my husband recently got laid off, and so we're following our dreams to try and just fully leave corporate America behind, but we're kind of living off of one income right now. So like, I would love to be able to purchase like all our stuff in bulk, to be able to do a bunch of ads and stuff, but it's just.
Are y'all doing like
capital first.
POD?
What's that?
Are y'all doing like POD?
I am right. We're starting with print on demand.
Who
until
are
we
you
get
using?
Capital.
Who are you using?
Printful.
Printful. Okay.
So we started Shopify, and then I have it linked to TikTok Shop as well.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I do shirts. I got an Amazon merch account and TeePublic and stuff like that. But I view that more as like passive income.
Yeah.
But I actually design TTRPGs. Like I do Bearded Bard Inkworks is my press. What I would say is, have you looked at cons? Like, I don't know where you're based out of, but like here, have you gone to Southern Fried Gaming Expo?
I just heard about the mixer on Thursday.
Yeah, it's great. I was a vendor there last year. What I would say, like, I just hate Wizards so much. Wizards of the Coast, like and I'll be frank with you, I played a lot of 5e, but I just hate everything that Wizards stands for these days. And there's so many great other systems out there, like Morkborg. Man, just go all in on Morkborg. It's such a thriving environment right now. Putting your games up on itch, Drive-Thru RPG, things like that. Selling through your own site. That's what I do. I design a bunch of zines. Some of them based on my IP. Some of them just silly games like 3 octopuses in a trench coat, things like that. So what I would say is everyone's always going to need shirts, obviously. But in 20 years, if nerd culture isn't like everything's boom and bust, right? But people who play games are always playing games, but your fashion sense might not match. So I would say definitely go both avenues, like designing RPG products, maybe your own system, or using a system with the OGL like Morkborg, and developing a line like that. I think it's more avenues of income.
Yeah, we're looking at doing a kids adventure story time. We have a 4-year-old that loves going on D&D light adventures every night, and so
Yeah.
we're looking at doing a story time.
Yeah. No,
That's
I've played one with my kiddo, and yeah, no, they're great. So
Just diversify time.
Mhm.
consistency.
yeah,
But it takes time to build that stuff up.
For sure.
Just know that going into it, and you'll be okay.
And don't use the TikTok promote feature.
Okay.
Yeah, it was, Facebook works pretty well. TikTok promote, when you start using it though, you're going to stop getting views unless you promoted.
I've heard that about Instagram as well. So
I haven't done it on Instagram. I just know don't do it on TikTok. Like it took me when I had done it, it took me probably a couple months to like get it where it stopped suppressing me because I
Trying
wasn't
to get
paying
that
them
money
anymore.
back,
Yeah. Thank you. Awesome.
Hey folks, I'm not sure
Hello.
if this is the right place for this question.
Of course it is.
On the microphone, yeah.
For this mic.
we
You'll
are
probably be the last one, so why
I'll
not?
be
Yeah,
the last
we
one.
are all knowing.
I wasn't planning to. I have nothing planned. My people encourage me. So, so I have a full-time job. I do a lot of social media for my job in sales and also a nonprofit. But about 2 years ago, I I have a lot of really good people. I'm a connector, and I want to connect good people with other good people who are single. So as a passion project, I do matchmaking and date coaching just on the side. It is a hot mess right now. Finding your person is broken. People have forgotten how to smile and say hello. So I want to get back to the 90s. I'm a 90s girl where we used to smile, say hello, say you look like somebody I'd like to get to know.
So
and
the,
like, you
the
know,
Gen Z stare's not doing it for you?
no. So anyway, I spent a lot of time. I actually worked with a millionaire matchmaker for a few months. I'm in the matchmaking circuit globally. But it is broken, and so I've been racking my brain. How can I make this easier on people? How can I create a movement where people are learning how to talk to each other again and looking up from their phones and smiling, saying hello, connecting your friends with other friends, but just helping single people who are, good people match with other good people. And I'll pose the question to everybody in the room, come see me afterward, but if you have ideas of how I can help. I'm just over 50, so I'm kind of focused on that range, 50 to 60. Even my age range has forgotten how to talk to people and date and actually have a 1-hour date and go get a coffee or a smoothie or a beverage and go have fun. So anyway, I am open. I'm all ears. I'm looking for good ideas.
Yeah.
But come see me afterward if you're here. I want to hear it. But
I would definitely
What
go the
ideas
route of
you
the coaching.
Yeah,
I
the
mean,
coaching's with that.
Yeah, like
absolutely.
put yourself out there. If you feel like you've got the knowledge and the personality to do it, teach people.
Yeah.
You know, put the videos out there and teach them how to
Yeah,
people.
YouTube and
Yeah.
TikTok. Hey, this is we're going to learn how to smile today, or whatever. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
Just start getting the ideas out there.
You can come up and ask me after about
Okay.
my dating history, and I think Charles in the back has heard some of them. I mean, we're talking stalkers, we're talking. It's been a nightmare, so I can
Sorry.
tell you all the best horrible dating
Ooh,
stories.
I love these. I love these stories.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but I'm happily married now, so. But
Awesome.
yeah,
Counterperson
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
The coaching angle seems like the
Okay.
right way to go.
Because it's going to be hard getting into a space of like actually doing the dating thing. There's so much of it out there. It's so
Yeah.
polluted.
Yeah.
So just go around it. Just
Yeah.
teach people.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here.
All right. Awesome. Yeah. Yeah. This will probably be our last question. Our pitch. Yeah. No, please. You do what you need to do.
I lost the ability to physically work. I used to be a massage therapist. I also used to be a singer in a cabaret bar. You can't get, there's no ramp for a cabaret bar. Life changed a lot. I wanted to try to put together something that shows from the perspective of somebody who's never lived with a disability, who's never lived in a wheelchair, what that's like. And I don't know how to direct people because people I know aren't a part of that community.
Yeah.
And I feel broke, like monetarily. I've lost the ability to work. I feel like I've lost a sense of self, but I want to show people that there's more than just being in the chair, but also that I live in a rural area and it's very hard to get out and do anything because curb cuts might not be where you need them to be. A door that has an inch or two might be a little too much and you can't enter your friend's house anymore. Your social life kind of comes to a very small bubble. And I'm not good with a computer. My wife, thankfully, is very good with a computer. But I want a sense of community with people outside of just disabled people, but I also want other people to understand what that is. I want people to hear funny stories. I would love people to tell ridiculous things. I had one woman try to fight me in a parking lot because I asked her to move out of the hash lines that were for a ramp van. And I'm like, she said, I'm gonna fuck you up. I'm going,
Already there.
what more can you possibly do, lady? Like, look. And there's so many funny things, but there's so many sad things. And I don't want to make it a depressing romp through my life. I would like it to be uplifting, but I would like it to be
Real.
Yeah.
real, but eye-opening to other people who
Yeah.
don't
Well-
fucking get it because you're not in it until you're in it.
Yeah. No.
And your whole life is turned upside down. Your house is a mess. Your wife is struggling to fill in she's placeholding for me, like doing all the things that I can't do, and it's too much. And I need to figure out a way to help my family, and myself. And I might be in the really wrong room to ask these questions, but I'm struggling to figure out how to start my life over, and I'm 42 years old. It's very different.
Well,
Yeah.
you are very eloquent in your speech.
Mhm.
Like you're doing it right now. This
Yeah.
is the telling. This is the teaching. This
And
is
I'm
the
sorry I'm
showing.
crying. I didn't
Oh,
mean to do that.
emotions are fine.
You're good. You're good.
Do the same
Yeah, it's real
thing.
stuff.
Be you.
Yeah.
Like I would get on and watch your stories. You're looking. This is what I do for a living. Is is social media now, and there is money to be made in it. Like, and you've got the stories to tell. Tell the funny stories.
watch you and I love your stuff.
Well, thank you. Tell the funny ones. Tell the sad ones. Tell them all. Like
Yeah.
people, they enjoy knowing someone. Like I have millions of people that know me from around the world, and it's just me telling stories. It's people want to be a part of your life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
And to do what you
if you
just
cry,
did, yeah.
cry. If you laugh, laugh. It's not a bad thing.
And
Yeah.
you obviously have passions for other things you do that you did before this. So talk about those. If you'd like to needlepoint or crochet or
So,
paint miniatures or
Real
whatever.
quick, you
Talk
watch
about
me,
that
so does that
part of
mean
it
you
too.
you partake?
Oh, most definitely.
So you are a Rolling
and I'm
Stoner.
so frustrated that I don't have the ability to digest edibles. I
No.
can go for a 6 month break and somebody will throw me something and they want to see me giggle and I'm like, you're not gonna see shit.
Right?
But
Some-
I use that for pain, but
Uh-huh.
I struggle to find ways to make it more efficacious. But I mean that's why I watch you. I'm struggling to.
You have to get a bumper sticker that says Rolling Stoner.
Oh, that's great. I was gonna
See.
put the Backmobile on my car, but
That's
that's better.
I like the Rolling.
Yeah,
But
I mean, yeah, if you-
I also have a child in school, and
yeah,
I don't
Yeah.
know.
yeah. Yeah, I hate to
Thank
cut you
you.
up, but we're
Cut
over
me off.
time. But
It's
yeah,
fine. I'll
thank
talk
you
too
so
long.
much. Yeah,
Yeah.
but definitely everything Stoner Gump said, like share your story.
Be you.
Yeah,
I guarantee you
Yeah.
put that kind of passion into something, you will get the following.
yeah.
If-
And maybe look at starting a Patreon, and
Mhm.
then maybe like if you just want a sense of community, maybe start a Discord.
Yeah. Discord's legit. It's,
Yeah.
And yeah, and if your wife can help you with all that, that's great.
Yeah.
All you need is an iPhone and
No,
record
thank you.
yourself.
Thank you for your story, for sure. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining the Shark Tank. Real quick, I'm that StevenAdams.com.
Stoner Gump.
Stoner Gump.
2minutetypewriter.com.
TellUsAboutBob.com.
Yeah.
Come get a meth sticker.
Yeah, thank you so much. I wrote down your stuff, so we'll be keeping an eye on it. Thanks, everybody.
All right, now I gotta get over to the Marriott for another time.
Oh yeah, give the panel 5 stars if you liked it in your app. Be
Yes,
great.
that helps us come back.
Yeah.
Writing